We're getting ready for the penultimate round of the season, the last two tarmac rounds of the year. And not only that, potentially, we're going to see a new champion crowned. Let's get ready for the second Central Europe Rally. And the 3-country event. 3 days. Let's get into it. And let's start off with a run through the itinerary. It's going to be, well, a bit of a change from last year. Some bits, however, are still the same. We have Thursday's Shakedown and Tochner Test, which is new for this year. It was previously used at Rally Praha back in 1989 as part of a 4.59 kilometer test called Dolny Brzezany Kniak. And it's down near an airfield. It's, going to be around a hilly area. Just outside, just on the south side of Prague. The rally itself proper starts off with Velká Čuchra, which was the opener last year around the race course. Before Klatovy 1 rounds out Thursday night's action. Well, afternoon and evening. The second test is down towards the southwest. And it's the first of 3 runnings of the stage, which has changed from last season. The main change is that instead of it being a circuit stage that was about 9 kilometers long, instead we have about half of that circuit from last year. And then an elongated test to 11.66 kilometers. So it's going to be quite a different stage. I believe it hasn't been run in this way before, at least looking at rallymaps.com. It will then open the action on Friday and close the first loop as stages 3 and 6. Stage 4, which will then start off the afternoon loop, is Strajin. Last year it was the I'm messing this up so badly. Svatoki test. And it is run in an opposite direction with a few new roads as well. It's going to end a different place to where last year's one started. And start further down the road from the finish last year. The other tests that we have on the Friday is going to be the Shumanska Horztica test. And again, it's a test that varies a bit from last year's. Last year's one was 23.4 kilometers. This year's one is 16.9. We have a part of it that is cut shorter. The start of it is about 2 kilometers into last year's test. And then we have a deviation just before the 10k mark, which cuts out a lot of time, but it creates a new spectator-friendly area around the Kratishin area that means you can see the cars on the stage twice, which that's pretty cool. Saturday's stages are the ones that go towards the German and Austrian borders. In fact, one of them is called the Beyond Border stage. We start off with Grant und Wold, which is all new for this year. It is in Germany. It has a similar kind of situation where if you're near Wolfau, you will be able to see the stage at multiple points. The same if you're out near Angelberg or Rosenberg, which has a chicane towards the end of the stage. Beyond Borders uses some part of the Mutal test from last year, but most of it is new. Beyond Borders, it kind of does what it says on the tin. It crosses the border from Germany into Austria, which I think is the first time we're going to have that since Hoffinskog, maybe? Outside of the CER. I don't know. I think Hoffinskog's more recent than the Polish stages that were taking place in Lithuania. Yeah, it's mostly a new test. I'm looking forward to seeing how that one pans out. And the third stage on the Saturday is Schardinger in Virtal, which we had last year. And again, it shares some parts from last year's stage. The final 4 kilometers or so was the first 4 kilometers of last year's test. But the rest of it is completely different, meaning that we have 13 new kilometers of stage. Sunday stages open up with Naustabert and Hochwald. Again, these are both stages that happened in Germany. This one was one that was run during one of the kind of test events of the Free States Rally, or the Free Stadt Rally, back in 2021. But it uses part of the roads from that loop and then stretches out a bit more. And the finale, Passauer Land, is a slightly shorter version of last year's power stage, where it deviates from the route around 3 kilometers in. And then we get to the entry list, and it's quite a bumper list for this weekend. We have obviously opened the road, Cyril Neville, Oit Tanak and Sebastian Ogier. Then Elfyn Evans, Adrian Formeau and a returning Takamoto Katsuta. With Katsuta being the third entered Rally 1 Yaris for manufacturer's points. Sami Paeri is back as well. He won't be entered for manufacturer's points, so it's a chance for him to try out the Yaris in competitive action on tarmac. Andreas Mikkelsen will be in the third Hyundai. We haven't seen him for most of the season now. And then we have 2 more Pumas. We have Gregoire Munster and Jordan Serdaridis, meaning that we have 4 Toyotas, 3 Hyundais and 3 Fords, 10 Rally 1 cars. Oliver Solberg will be present in the Rally 2 class, but obviously he's not competing for WRC2 as he's done his last points-dominated event in Chile. Johan Russell and Nikolai Greichen, however, will be entered for WRC2. As will Josh McAleen, Kaitan Kaitanovic, Gus Greensmith, William Crichton, Armin Kramer, who's already wrapped up the Masters Cup with Ella Kramer as his co-driver. But we'll also see the likes of Eamon Boland. Third place in the ERC Championship this year, Miko Marchik, Philip Maraj, Marian Greibel, Maxim Potti, and then we have some Czech talent in Verislav Shevchek and Peter Neschtril. We then have a couple more Rally 2 entrants in Miguel Diaz Aboitis and Henk Vossen. Overall, we've got 1 Fiesta. We have 1 Yaris, 1 Hyundai, 1 old Rally 2 Evo Fabia, 2 Citroens, and the rest Skoda Fabia RS Rally 2s, which I believe they've just delivered their 600th Rally 2 car. WRC3 has a bumper entry as well. Mateo Chatillon is the highest ranked entrant. Of course, Diego Dominguez wrapped up the championship last time out in Chile. We also see Jan Cherny, Philip Cohn, Tristan Charpentier. Then we also have Herman Gastner, Hubert Lakowski, Slavin Shekuldicha. Numbers 46 through 48 are our WRC Beyond Rally entrants. Licia Baudet, Suvi Yurikainen and Claire Schönborn. And I believe at the end of this weekend they will announce which one of these 3 talented young women are going to be the next FIA WRC backed junior driver. We then have a few people who are entered on the entry list that are not entered into any other category. Connor Wilson in an old Hyundai i20 R5, Thomas Paschalitz in a VW Polo, Matteo Fontana in a Fiesta, Timo Wiegert in a Clio, Muriel Vieira in a Ford Fiesta, and then Armand Famal, number 55, the final number on the entry list, in an Alpine A110 RGT. Cool to see some of them out on the stages. In terms of wants to watch, come on, it's got to be Thierry Neuville. If he outscores Oit Tanak by 2 points this weekend, he's the champion. Meanwhile, for Ogier to be in with a shout of getting a record-matching 9th title, he will need to outscore Neuville by, according to my maths, 11 points. Because if it was count back and Ogier got a clean sweep in Japan and Neuville failed to score anything, Ogier's got 3 wins to Neuville's 2. But yeah, he's the guy you have to have your eyes on. He's got 29 points over Tanak. He can drop 14 points in each event and still walk away with the title. Fair play to him. He's done it completely off his own back. I know that people might be speculating about the change in point system, but actually, now that we've had Ogier's incident in Greece, and Tanak is also second in the standings, Neuville's there on his own merits. He's there based off of his own pace. He'd, I think, win the title in pretty much any system the WRC's ever run. But there are still 2 rounds to go, and a lot happens in 2 rounds in rallying. It's like the old saying goes, anything can happen in motorsport, and it usually does. But anyways, as always, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye for now.